3 years, Plies.
What's happening?
Welcome to the Hip Hop Shop.
Thank you for having me here, man. I appreciate it.
You got a lot of stuff on.
I was just telling you before we got on that, man. I always tell people it's what you call a stupid investment, but I think being part of the culture where I'm from and actually doing what I do as an artist, a lot of times our perception is something that's a must. Like for me, I feel like I work hard to be able to provide not only myself but a lot of people around me.
You talk about being part of the culture. You're Mr. Pants Hang Low. You had a big splash with that song.
Right.
And of course you're talking about there's a lot of communities around the country that are making laws that you can't wear your pants like that. Why do you think these laws are coming up now?
I think anytime, for the most part, when a lot of fads come from the inner city, a lot of times when they're not predominantly agreed upon from a majority standpoint, I think people frown up on them a lot. Anytime you have a trend, sometimes the trend get out of hand a little bit. But I think for us and being where we're from, like everybody don't wear their pants sagging. You know, some people wear the tighter fitted jeans that's from our community and our culture. But I feel like that was something that was adopted from white America. The more tighter fit. Right.
The new album is called Goon Affiliated. Why you brag about being Goon Affiliated?
I feel like it's good, man. Once again, being from the inner city, being from conditions and environments where a lot of times most of us are born into our environment. I think for me being able to come up with a term such as goon that kind of defines the inner city struggle, I feel like people tell you all the time, even if people don't have street friends, or not our street oriented, should I say, they do have street friends. So Goon Affiliated is just giving everybody, whether you're in suburban America or you're in the inner city, in some way, shape, or form or fashion, you affiliated with someone that could be Goon Affiliated.
Now your new hit Medicine features Carrie Hilson, and you're good for getting the R&B stars on your joints. Akon, T-Pain, Shanti, now Carrie, others. Why you keep having the R&B collabos? Is it good business or is it good music or what?
I don't know how to sing. if I knew how to sing, I probably would do it myself, honestly. But I think it's good too, not only for myself, but it's good for the people that support you. A lot of times, you're not the only artist that your consumers like. They like to see you work with other people that they also may be fans of. So for me to have an opportunity to work with a lot of established artists who sold millions and millions of records and who believe enough in my craft to actually work with me, I feel like it's a testament to my hustle and my grind as well.
Let's check out that video. Here's Carrie Hilson and Plies with Medicine. I'm here with Plies, and your brother, Big Gates, is a big part of your life. He's the president of your label. Right. But for your first 3 albums, he was in prison.
Correct.
And now he's home.
Right.
So how does it change your music and your life to have your brother home with you?
It's a blessing to me. A person that I looked up to as not only being my brother, being my best friend, also being a father figure to me. This was his actually second incarceration. So for 6 years of my life, 6 years of his life, we've been apart. I feel like I was almost dead for 6 years of my life, from the standpoint of a person that I confided in when I was going through my own struggles and trials and tribulations. So to have him home on a more positive note, man, not only is it a blessing, but it's an accomplishment on our behalf that we were able and had a second chance, or should I say a third chance on his freedom. But from a creative standpoint, it allows me to be a part of a situation that the things that I'm not strong in, he's strong in, and vice versa. So I feel like this 4th album would give my consumers and the people that support my situation a clear understanding of how powerful we are together when we have each other 24 hours a day.
I see you in a lot of different sports hats, baseball hats in the videos, and here you came in a Mets hat. So what is your team? Dolphins, Hurricanes, Bucks? What's your team?
I'm a gambler, so I can't have a team for real.
You gotta bet with your mind, not your heart.
You gotta leave your heart at the door. So for me, man, I feel like being from Florida, I definitely have a lot of friends, associates, partners, relatives, especially in the collegiate level, that's playing for a lot of the Florida institutions. So I kind of change sides and waver a little bit, but in regards to the professional ranks, basketball season, playoff time is right around the corner, so I try to get to as many Magic games as possible. So don't have a favorite, but at the end of the day, I do support the Florida teams with all my heart.
That's what's up. Time for a video. Here's Timbaland's latest, If We Ever Meet Again, with the girl kisser Katy Perry. Magic is good, but it's brawn time. You know that, right? The show you did last year, you picked a fan out of the crowd and said, yo, I'm going to pay for your college. And she's going to University of Miami, so 4 years could run you $200,000 or more. Are you really going to pay her college bill?
For me, it's a commitment that I made actually to my grandmother who just passed away. For me, I had a situation. I was in Atlanta last year, part of Birthday Bash, probably the biggest event in Atlanta. I actually kind of got caught up in the moment and threw a substantial amount of money. And I actually came across different people was talking about it. I guess my grandmother got whiff of it. And she just always challenged me to do smarter things with my money. And I remember sitting in our living room telling her that the next time I felt the urge to do that I always would keep her in mind and make a better decision. So what I ended up doing, I was in Atlanta again, and I got the urge to do it again, but thought about my grandmother who just passed away, who was really weighing heavily on my heart, and I wanted to do something that I always promised her that I was going to do and spend my money in a better way. And so I picked a random fan from out of the crowd and asked her where she wanted to attend college at. And unfortunately, she was a senior at the time, still a senior. She's graduating. She said she wanted to go to the University of Miami, and that's what we sent her.
And you're really going to pay her bill?
She just came from orientation, actually, last week. I was just in Miami shooting my current single. She got it made, brought her to the video shoot, put her in the video.
Wow.
And got a chance to kick it with her a little bit more, so that's what she's going.
So I heard you're like me. You always got the to-do list going, the pad in the pocket, focus on what you got to do.
Right.
What's on your to-do list today?
Actually, just wrapping up the final, I guess, components of this rollout for the 4th album that's in stores May 25th. For me, man, being able to come up to New York, the mecca where the business actually happens. Not only that, from a publicity standpoint, a publicist standpoint, should I say, this is where the machine actually gets started and where it runs at. So, for me, my to-do list is really about making sure that I can continue to move forward. Not only put myself in different situations, like this Fuse situation to me was probably one of the biggest accomplishments thus far in my career. From the standpoint of dealing with a brand that's not only been around so long.
I mean, this is big, but putting a girl through college, that's a good look.
Thank you.
What's up?
Appreciate
That's what's up. Your grandmother's happy. Thanks, Plies. Goon Affiliated comes May 25th. Right now, a video from Luda and Nicki Minaj, My Chick Bad. I mean, you changed